Hi guys, it's Wade McMaster here. In today's video, I've got a very quick one for you. I just want to show off a few places where you can download free stock photo images. Some of them even have videos, so you can use them on your blog posts, artwork, designs, whatever it is. I tend to use these a lot because I do blog a fair bit, and it's a great place to find images that you can use without having to pay any money. But first of all, I've got something up here, which is I just want to show you, of course, which is if you ever have trouble finding free images, you should always consider checking out a proper paid stock photo site like Shutterstock. Shutterstock seems to have the best photos, but obviously the only problem is here, if I go to your plan, is that you have to sort of sign up and pay a pretty decent chunk of money a lot of the time just to get your hands on a couple of images. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to do this video, because if you're constantly pumping out blog posts, paying for images is not realistic when you can get them for free, considering there are some really good websites out there. So the first one, if I just shut this down, the first one is if you're looking for a place to start. I'm going to try and start with some of the more complicated ones, is Google. Now, you can't just go onto Google image search and use whatever images you want. But one thing you can do is if you're searching for something, let's say martial arts. If I go here to images, there's a bunch of images here and we can't necessarily use them. But if we go across here to tools under the search bar, there's usage rights. And we can actually drop that down, and you see there's a few different levels that we can use here. There are some that are labeled for non-commercial reuse. If you want to modify them, you can also do that. So I generally try to go label for reuse and modification, because that way it means if I want to change the photo, I can. I can also reuse it in most cases. So I'll click on that. And you see we then get all of these images, and a lot of them actually link off to some of the websites I'm about to show you. So Google can still be a powerful way to find images that you can use, but you'll notice the quality starts to drop a little bit from obviously the copyright protected images. But when you're dealing with free images, you're going to expect that to a degree. But when you actually start going to these other websites, you're going to find better images than what you find here anyway. But you can simply do this as a way of trying to source some images if you want to use them. But the only thing I will state is when you're here, maybe you'll find an image, you do need to find out what the terms of the use are. So this is where it starts to get complicated and why it's good to go to one of these other sites. So if you've got an image here you want to use, you need to go onto their website and find out if they require any attribution. So that means that you have to say, hey, this photo was supplied by this person, here's a link. You actually, quite often, depending on where you go, you need to actually state where the image is from and actually credit the person, which is fair enough if they're asking for it, but credit the person for the use of the image. So that might not be suitable if you're designing a flyer for a client or doing something as a business offering a service, because most people don't want attribution on their design. But if you're doing it for yourself, there's no reason why you can't have a small bit of text under your images saying, hey, this is photo was supplied courtesy of this person, here's where I got it from. So that's the first one, is Google. But now we've got Flickr. So basically it's the same sort of thing. If I want to type in and look for something, maybe I'll search for, cartoon or something like that. I'm just doing these at random too, guys. Now, all of these are still technically protected by copyright. But again, we have at the top left here, any license. I can drop down for commercial use allowed. And you see we have some images we can use for commercial use. So if I click on this one here, I can use it, but there are a few conditions down here. So if I click on this little section, you'll see it says here you are free to copy and redistribute this even commercially under the following terms. You must give appropriate credit. So if you're using Flickr to basically find images, they will give you, if you click on that rights reserve link, a bit of a rundown of what they expect if you do use the image. So this is a great way to find out if you really want to use it or not. Pretty handy. But if I head back to Flickr, if I decide I want to use this image, I can go down here to the download and I can choose what resolution. Sometimes they'll have very high resolution for some images, but sometimes they won't. But yeah, it's another handy resource for finding images. But the next few I'll show you are going to be much more convenient to use. It's just good to get those big ones out of the way because they do require a little bit more explanation, and these ones are actually much easier. So the next one is designerspics.com. This is a site that just has a few little, usually they have a few things on the front page you can choose from, but you can also search. So if I head up the top here to this little search button here, I can type in, so maybe something like, I'll try house. And you can actually search and see what they have. Now, they don't have the biggest selection compared to some of the other ones I'm about to go through, but it is just a nice site that I wanted to share with you guys because it's a nice, simple, convenient one. No attribution required, which is one of the reasons I like this site. You can just take a photo, download it, and use it without referring back to anyone. Of course, you do have the option to do that if you'd like, and that's probably good occasionally if you find a real killer photo. It's always good to pay a bit of credit. The next one is free images. Now this one is a bit, when talking about having to attribute the photos, a bit hit and miss, but it's still pretty cool. So if I do a search for something else again, let's say this time I'll search for mountain, without the slash. You see we get some images here. So let's say I want to use this image. You can see here, I do have to sign up, but I can go ahead and download this at a various resolutions available. And basically it's good to check. You need to see, obviously, the content license to see if you need to actually attribute to it, but just do a bit of research with each image to see if you actually do need to credit the author. But otherwise, most of these images are free to use, whether you have to credit or not. So it's always good just to go through and check that out. But yeah, once you sign up, it's a free account. You can go down, download in any resolution you want. So that's freeimages.com. The next one is Unsplash. Unsplash is a very cool website. Just head to unsplash.com and you'll see they also usually put some of their more recent photos here on the front page. You can also search. I might do martial arts again, search for that. You see we've got some martial arts images here. Let's say we go with this one. It pops up. We can download it for free. And you can see there's a few more recommended free images there as well. So you do have a bit of a selection there. Now, once again, you will have to check the license, but most of the images here, I'm pretty sure, are free of attribution, so you can go ahead and use them on Unsplash. The next one is actually Canva. So Canva, the editing tool online, you can actually, let's search for fitness, download images here. Some are going to cost you money, some are going to be free. So this is another one to check out. So this one's a premium. A lot of these are showing up as premium, but if you keep searching, it's probably not the best term to search for, but there are free images available if you want to. So maybe if I search instead for a texture. The other thing too is this one seems to be free. If you click here, free, you can turn off and just search for free images here in the drop down. And you can go in, click on this photo, and just go ahead and download it. So that's another really cool image. Once again, you want to check out the information, make sure you don't need to, so you got your license agreements here. Attribution is not required, so any free images you use, you don't have to worry about linking back to the creator. And this means you can just get through things a bit quicker if you need to. The next one is Pixibay. Now, I actually will refer to another website on this list, which is owned by Pixibay, but Pixibay is a great place for a lot of different types of imagery, and you can use them most of the time without attribution. So if I said water, like that first image there, I can click on the image and you see free for commercial use, no attribution required. So you can see straight away right next to the download button that you can use this image without crediting. So that is Pixibay, great website to find images and even some illustrations if you wish. So you can see we've got a few different illustrations here you can use. They also, vector graphics, that sort of thing, videos. You got a few options to go through there, and that is Pixibay. Great place to go for free images. So the next one is Morgue File. Now this is another website where you can search for images. So you can see here we've got like a Japanese temple. A lot of these places you're going to see advertising for stock photo places. That's how they make a bit of money. But if I search for, again, I'll search for a temple. You can see we've got some images there we can use. And once again, I can just click on this image. It comes up and you can see the license, see whether you need to attribute the photo at all or download it straight up. So Morgue File, another great place to find stock photos online. Now this is my favorite, the first place I go every time, even before I actually have a stock photo subscription premium subscription, which I pay for, but I actually prefer a lot of the images on Pexels. And when I can't find it here, I usually go back to my premium. So Pexels is an excellent site. It's Pexels.com, Pexels.com. And the photos here are of very high quality, and they're all free to use, generally without attribution. I've yet to find one which requires credit for the photographer. So once again, if I search for fitness, you'll see we've got all these images here that we can use. Usually they have a collection, they're collections you can go through. They will pop the odd premium photo in as an advertisement, but generally speaking, you can find some awesome images here. Like if you look at the quality of some of these, whoops, I didn't mean to click on that. But you can see here the quality of this image. It's a free download, and you can just go for it. It's really cool. And the last one that I have on this list for you today is Freerange. Now this is similar to Pexels, another great place you can go to get free images. So let's say I search for this time a car. You see all these images pop up, some illustrations. You get a nice sort of selection to choose from, including some really nice shots here, but it's just another place to find excellent photos. You can get the full-size image. You do need to register to download, but yeah, another great place to find images. And of course, make sure you double check, find out what the license is on each photo you use, but another great place for photos. My personal favorite is still Pexels. Pexels are still pretty much the best one as far as I can tell. It just has the best quality photos. It's all completely free, but of course, at the time of this video, things can change from now to when you're actually watching this video. So if it's due, I'd check out Pexels anyway. Great place to go. But if you're looking for more resources, I do have a post here. Now, it's on willbuildyourblog.com, which is my blog, and it's basically a full post listing all of the various places you can go. So we've got Shutterstock. I cover my main ones here. Pexels again. Creative Commons with a bit of a rundown on how you can download the images. Again, the Google search. A few premium options, and then a list of free stock photography sites you can check out. And there's even a few different ones where you get some by email. There's public domain and Creative Commons. So there's a full comprehensive list on where you can find more images online. So I hope you found that useful. I use this, I actually go back to this post myself a fair bit when I'm having trouble finding images. So hopefully you'll find it as useful as I did. Now I'll pop the link for that one up on the screen. Once again, this is on my blog, and also I do have links in the description to some of these websites. I don't want to spam all the links down there, so I'm just going to cover the main ones. And if you want the full comprehensive list, just head to the blog post link in the description or using the link on the screen right now. Okay, thanks for watching. If you did like this video, please like the video, consider subscribing. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. See you later.